Actually, we will do a sleeper cab where we can send drivers out for multiple days at a time as we expand the charging network.
According to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, fatigue ranks 7th in frequency as a factor contributing to long-haul truck accidents, prompting manufacturers of these heavy-duty vehicles to pay more attention to building a sleeper cab behind the driver's seat for convenience. Tesla has come to understand this gradually, as Dan Priestley, the company's head of engineering, inadvertently revealed in an interview. So, why does Tesla need to produce a big rig sleeper cab? Currently, Tesla offers two versions of the Semi for widespread use and testing. The 300-mile and 500-mile variants, which do not meet the standard of a long-haul truck designed for overnight operations. This aligns perfectly with Tesla's previous statements regarding their product being a day cab model rather than a sleeper cab. According to statistics from 2023, there are 1.2 million long-haul trucks operating in the United States equipped with sleeper berths, including some models with full amenities, accounting for 67% of the total long-haul truck volume nationwide. Surely there must be something that's made them increasingly popular in recent times. Indeed. According to a report from the U.S. National Library of Medicine, long-haul truck drivers in their study slept less than necessary to remain alert in their work. The most vulnerable time for sleep or sleep-like states is during late night and early morning hours. Therefore, fatigue and lack of sleep are significant safety issues for long-haul truck drivers. It is crucial that the Tesla Semi, with its unique design featuring only two seats, one for the center driving position in the spaceship and one behind for a backup driver, it seems to have a surplus of rear passenger seating. This is an excellent time for a sleeper berth design rather than an unused seat because traffic regulations prohibit drivers from waiting for cargo for extended periods without resting in the United States. After 8 consecutive hours of driving, drivers must take a 30-minute break before continuing operations. During this rest period, a berth would be an ideal place for drivers to relax when they cannot find a suitable place to stop and significantly save money on accommodation expenses. Imagine you're a truck driver, not just an ordinary person. You're in good money, you're paid by the mile, and go out on the road for 2 weeks at a time. Home for a few days, then repeat. You're in $1,500 a week. That's really good money, $78,000 a year, but you're never home. You have 4 to 5 days out of the month at home. You drive until you can't legally drive anymore or have to stop because there's not a rest stop within 200 miles. You can still drive for 3.5 hours, but when you get there, there's no sleeping spot, so you're stuck. If you find a hotel, they might not have truck parking, so you might have to park somewhere else and walk or hitch a ride. Then you got to pay for an overnight room. That could be $80 to $150, and if you do that for 2 weeks straight, half your check's gone. Now you're gone for weeks at a time and only making $39,000. Maybe they'd rather sleep on a comfortable bed at night, but that's money out of their pocket, and they might be watching over their truck and cargo. Furthermore, the 30-minute break or 15 minutes, if drivers can split their rest time, is negligible to encourage them to leave the driver's cabin. Although some argue that adding and choosing a sleeper berth is a futile decision, within a driver's 30-minute rest period, the Tesla Semi confidently can recharge 70% of its battery to enable it to operate on longer journeys exceeding 500 miles, especially as Tesla may release a longer-range version in the future for this bullet-shaped truck. The ability to rest and recharge the battery while resting would truly benefit the health of truck drivers. Although not necessary for most shorter trips that don't extend beyond a few days, this option is still essential if Tesla wants to make a mark with this product in the transportation market. Besides, Tesla's Semi with a 500-mile range is currently advertised with a selling price of $180,000, although in reality their prices could go up to $250,000. So, what would the cost of the Tesla Semi be with the addition of the sleeper cab? Similar to Tesla's new released models, where everything's at the highest price point in the initial days of launch and doesn't adhere to the original claim. Prices will gradually decrease over time to establish stability in the market. Therefore, the price of a Tesla Semi equipped with a sleeper berth in the future will shift significantly. Conversely, Tesla's plans to expand production facilities and scale up charging infrastructure in the future will make the cost of a Semi increasingly cheaper. You could even save up to $200,000 according to Tesla cost analysis for a truck to travel 300,000 miles. On average, consumers would spend a total of $250,000 on maintenance and fuel costs, which would be saved due to electrification. Electricity is readily available at a price lower than half of fuel. And since electric vehicles have fewer components, maintenance costs would be much lower compared to diesel engines.
really great driver feedback. And then we're going to take that time to do a bunch of improvements and bring that into a high volume.
Tesla began the production of the Tesla Semi in late 2022 after several years of delay. Shortly after commencing production, the company announced the expansion of Gigafactory in Nevada to manufacture this vehicle in large quantities, a plan that we're witnessing being executed to date. This automotive manufacturer has collaborated with Panasonic to deploy new battery production capabilities at the facility, and Tesla has utilized these cells to manufacture battery packs for its vehicles and energy storage products. When initially announcing the factory construction plan, Tesla was talking about the plant producing 105 gigawatt hours of batteries per year and 150 gigawatt hours per year upon completion. In an interview with Jay Leno, Dan Priestley revealed that Tesla's created 70 Tesla semi-trucks to carry out the user experience gathering plan to prepare for improvements in 2024. We are increasingly seeing more of these big rigs outside of Giga Nevada, indicating an increasing production rate. It's been 5 months since we knew exactly what was happening at the plant, which is said to be capable of producing 5 semi-trucks per week. Until Tesla fulfills half of Elon Musk's expectation of producing 100,000 semi-units per year, the Tesla Semi needs a breakthrough change to complete the remaining journey. That change is a sleeper berth version to serve the millions of needs of truck drivers in the United States and beyond, particularly in Europe, where there are stricter regulations regarding truck drivers' rest periods, with drivers allowed to operate on the road for 4.5 hours and then rest for 45 minutes before continuing their long journey. What makes the sleeper cab version possible? Firstly, the Tesla semi-tractor has a weight of 25,000 pounds, mainly due to the massive battery pack located directly beneath the floor of the truck. Therefore, increasing a sleeper berth during this time frame would significantly increase the overall weight, resulting in a loss of some operating range. Moreover, the Tesla Semi has a 500-mile operating range, which is relatively low compared to diesel trucks with ranges from 900 to 1,400 miles. Hence, a sleeper berth is quite feasible here if it reduces a few hundred miles of operating range, which would be negligible. However, according to Elon Musk, over 80% of routes in the U.S. are currently less than 250 miles long. Therefore, truck drivers may accept the possibility of sacrificing some range to gain the essential comfort for their back. Furthermore, Tesla has expanded its plan to build a new factory in Germany with Gigafactory Berlin, where there will be a presence of many models with sleeper cab cabins. According to Musk, the presence of the factory here is a sensible decision to assert its position against major automakers in Europe, where ambitious climate goals aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by at least 55% compared to 1990 levels by 2030, with a clear focus on emission reduction and elimination. Thus, transitioning to zero-emission vehicles like the Tesla Semi will be closely aligned with the policies of European countries. The new Tesla Semi was first introduced in 2017 and is currently undergoing trial production in Nevada. After making a big splash with PepsiCo, the first company to pre-order semis, news about the big rig has been relatively quiet. However, initial reports touted impressive features such as superior operating range, charging efficiency, and performance, all demonstrated in tests and real-world operations by early adopters. These features make the Tesla Semi an attractive option for companies looking to reduce carbon emissions and operating costs. The Semi is not the only new product being discussed in Germany. During the visit to this facility, Musk revealed that the next-gen vehicle, currently dubbed Redwood, will be manufactured at Giga Berlin. However, it's challenging to determine a timeline for this development, as Tesla recently stated that everything's ready to bring the vehicle to production at the Austin plant. Elon Musk's recent visit to Giga Berlin occurred after a temporary arson attack disrupted the factory's operations, highlighting the CEO's hands-on approach in steering the company through challenges. Despite the setback caused by the attack, Tesla swiftly recovered. Tesla employees rallied outside the facility to support the company against environmental terrorism attacks. Giga Berlin is evidence of the company's strong reactive mechanism to unforeseen events, ensuring that its ambitious production goals remain on track. As part of the expansion plan, Giga Berlin aims to construct another facility to increase the factory's production capacity from 500,000 units to 1 million units a year. Although the Tesla Semi may not significantly contribute to Giga Berlin's 1 million unit target, it's still a step in the right direction. Furthermore, Tesla continues to relentlessly research and improve their battery technology, showcasing new battery generations with higher capacity while significantly reducing the weight of the battery pack over time. Tesla's battery supplier, Panasonic Energy, is considering investing up to $4 billion in its Kansas plant to produce 4680 batteries for the Tesla Cybertruck and Tesla's next-generation vehicles. This plan, internally dubbed as the New Phase, involves constructing additional production lines at the plant, with Panasonic's $4 billion investment already underway. Tesla, being the primary customer, co-owns a plant with Panasonic in Nevada. Panasonic may utilize this additional capacity to produce advanced 4680 batteries, a type of cylindrical lithium-ion battery with 5 times the capacity of conventional 2170 batteries. In general, higher capacity means fewer batteries required per vehicle and reduced weight. What will happen to the size of Tesla Semi's trailer? In its current version, the semi-tractor's wheelbase measures at 13 feet in length, 8.6 feet in width, and 13 feet in height. Slightly shorter than the Freightliner Cascadia 126, which is equipped with a sleeper berth. Therefore, if equipped with a compact berth, the Semi would need to extend the length of its tractor or utilize the space behind the tractor cab as a sleeping compartment. Additionally, when entering the European market, the dimensions of the truck need to undergo minor adjustments to comply with the standards there. In the United States, the minimum length limit allowed for tractor-trailer combinations is 48 feet or specific state regulations. However, the maximum length limit according to regulations in Europe is 61.5 feet, which seemingly requires Tesla to reconsider its prominent bullet-shaped design to enter the market. Indeed, expanding into markets outside North America may pose several challenges for Tesla. Operating efficiently in Europe with stringent requirements regarding weight, size, has presented a challenge for Tesla's electric trucks as it needs to increase load capacity, significantly reduce emissions, and most importantly, incorporate those sleeper compartments. What if Tesla Full Self-Driving made greater progress in the transportation industry? Like all AI products such as ChatGPT and Grok AI programs that Tesla's developing, observers are looking at the future to consider the purchase rate or the percentage of Tesla buyers who would purchase Tesla FSD. Those looking outward are focusing on robotaxi, but we see something not only more valuable than robotaxi, but also with a faster transition process. That is robot truck. Stock analyst Gene Muster estimates that only 5% of new Tesla buyers purchase or subscribe to FSD. If that figure increases to 20% by 2026, then the additional 15% of subscribers will add about $1.1 billion to revenue and nearly $1 billion to net income. Roughly, the increasing adoption is expected to add about 8% to net income by 2026. By 2027, the benefits to net income would be around 15% and 21% by 2028. Another aspect of FSD software's rapid learning is that Tesla will have a clear introduction to China, Asia, and Europe. Additionally, Tesla may attract more previous Tesla owners to apply for FSD. Therefore, if its software continues to improve and becomes safer than most human drivers, combining it with insurance could achieve an acceptance rate of 50% or more. Tesla will succeed with full self-driving in Tesla Bot. It may still take 2 or 3 more years to achieve full autonomous driving level. This autonomous driving system and FSD have improved the driving experience and enhanced safety while still requiring drivers to pay attention and occasionally intervene. However, FSD and Autopilot are being used across the United States, Canada, Europe, and Asia. Autopilot has been used for over 10 billion miles, and FSD Beta has been used for over 320 million miles. Tesla's FSD Beta is currently adding about 50 million miles per month. It seems that both the speed of travel and the computational power to train AI are increasing exponentially. Robo-trucking will have a more significant impact than robo-taxi in many aspects. If truck drivers were replaced for all 30 million large trucks worldwide, this would change the global supply chain. However, this is only a comfortable estimate if everyone's heading in that direction. Transportation costs in the supply chain could ultimately decrease by over 80%. The driving speed for transporting goods could increase from 55 miles an hour to 110 miles an hour or more. Additionally, robot trucks could drive for 23 hours a day and only stop to recharge. As mentioned earlier, Tesla's AI team recently announced that this software can be trained using driving videos on YouTube. This means the system's independent of camera location. A Tesla Semi worth $180,000 could be supplemented with additional cameras and self-driving computers at a cost of around $20,000 to $30,000 or $5,000 per year plus hardware. This means that existing fleets could quickly be converted to remove drivers to provide investment returns in 4 to 12 months. And $5,000 per year applied to all 30 million trucks would be $150 billion per year. This figure would be over 10 times Tesla's current profit. Furthermore, fleet owners will not hesitate to replace human drivers once the system is sufficiently robust, and 70% of drivers can be replaced when there's a safe truck driving system in place. This will indeed happen, but at least until we fully achieve global electrification, truck drivers will still be very much needed. And a 1,000 horsepower electric truck equipped with a sleeper cab remains a top priority. What do you think about this design plan at Tesla? How will robo-truck replacement be a key to the future? Too insane. Tesla semi-truck is likely to undergo a complete cabin redesign after Musk's latest announcement regarding the big rig. The total weight of 82,000 pounds could also disappear along with the old dimensions. Elon Musk officially brings the Tesla Semi to Giga Berlin with an ambition that couldn't be crazier. However, leaked information suggests that the big rig is heavily stuck at Giga Nevada due to a supply chain issue. Overcoming this challenge would be a significant step forward for the semi-truck. So, how is the Tesla Semi faring in the real world? Welcome to Tesla Car World. Please show your support by subscribing and ringing the bell. Now, let's get started with today's content. It couldn't be more accurate. Tesla has officially decided to build electric trucks in Europe. We think this is great news and can't wait to see electric semi-trucks on the road, and not just Teslas, but other trucks around the world. Instead of heavy black smoke diesel trucks make up 1% but contribute to 18% of atmospheric CO2. Imagine what it would be like if they were all electric trucks that could actually conquer hills with almost zero emissions. Why was Tesla Semi brought to Europe? During a visit to Tesla's Gigafactory, Elon Musk discussed plans to produce semi-trucks in Germany to cater to the European transportation market. This visit comes amid recent arson incidents at Giga Berlin, forcing Tesla to temporarily halt automobile production, with repair costs reported to be up to 1 million euros or 1.1 million US dollars. Based on a recording, Elon Musk said during a visit to the Berlin Gigafactory that in his opinion, the production of semi-trucks in Europe at the Berlin Gigafactory is a reasonable decision. Previously, around November last year, also during a visit to a European factory, Elon Musk directly announced that Giga Berlin would begin participating in the production of the $25,000 Tesla model along with Giga Texas. The reason for Musk's bold decision actually has one main reason. So, what is the secret behind Musk bringing Tesla Semi and $25,000 Tesla EVs to Giga Berlin's production line? By producing the Tesla Semi at Giga Berlin, this demonstrates that Tesla is truly committed to Europe, not just as an automotive factory, but we believe they're expanding their presence in Europe, more accurately asserting a strong position ahead of a slew of other automakers. Recently, the emergence of electric trucks such as the Mercedes-Benz e-Actros 600, Volvo FH Electric, and Renault Trucks T-High Electric has been extremely noticeable. Part of the reason for this surge is due to increasingly stringent environmental policies. Governments and environmental agencies are issuing regulations and emissions laws that could escalate the production costs of electric drivetrain and diesel engines. Furthermore, road tolls can cost transporters up to 25,000 euros per truck annually. Transitioning to emission-free vehicles like the Tesla Semi could significantly reduce those overall costs. Bringing Tesla trucks to such a lucrative market has been part of Elon's plan. As part of its expansion plans, Gigafactory Berlin aims to construct another facility of similar size to the current Gigafactory to increase production capacity from 500,000 to 1 million units. If the production of Tesla Semi is expanded beyond Giga Nevada in North America, releasing a larger quantity of this electric truck could potentially accelerate its growth compared to the current 100 units. Although it may not contribute significantly to the 1 million unit target at Giga Berlin. In fact, the only model that has the potential to help Elon achieve this figure is clearly Tesla's Model 2, a cheap Tesla of only $25,000. Of course, Tesla Semi will also contribute in part, an extremely small part. However, in some respects, we also consider that Tesla may not produce 1 million vehicles per year, perhaps only a small portion of that number. Around 20,000 electric semi-trucks per year at its peak could be feasible. This could be equivalent to a similar amount of battery capacity as you see in around 150,000 electric cars. This indicates that Tesla is aiming to use batteries from CATL, the new LFP battery type that's very cost-effective. Tesla has shipped battery production equipment 4680 from Germany to the US, so we believe that's the direction Tesla's planning. This suggests that Tesla's considering producing various types of semi-trucks in Europe. So, what details will Tesla Semi change to suit European traffic? Indeed, in Europe, we have restrictions on dimensions, so the tractor length must be as short as possible. For this reason, the Tesla Semi may need to be redesigned to European standards, limiting the maximum height of trucks to 61.5 feet with a maximum weight of 80,000 pounds or 40 tons. Typically, standard trucks in the US are 72 feet long, 8.5 feet wide, 13.5 feet tall, and electric trucks can have a total weight of up to 82,000 pounds, with an additional 2,000 pounds encouraged in electric truck priority policies. This means Tesla will have to ditch the aerodynamic tractor inspired by the Japanese Shinkansen and switch to a cab-over design with a flat nose. On the other hand, they could absolutely have a way to maintain the Tesla Semi's bullet-shaped design, but shrinking the Tesla Semi's hood should be necessary. What do you think about making a new cabin for the Tesla Semi if it has to comply with European standards? To operate in Europe with customers demanding meticulous weight requirements, this poses a challenge for the Tesla semi-truck as it'll also need to increase its load-bearing capacity. This may require stronger brakes and slightly more metal at the rear of the tractor. We suspect that the Tesla Big Rig will require a stronger engine as the Semi already has a torque ranging from 1,000 to 2,000 Nm and a power output that could reach 1,500 horsepower, but of course, Tesla's reduced it to around 1,200 horsepower to protect the tires. The EU standards for trucks could soon change, primarily in at least some aspects. The goal is to facilitate the adoption of electric trucks. Relaxing these regulations will go hand in hand with stricter CO2 emission standards. The coming years are the perfect time for Tesla to launch a European version of the semi-truck. In reality, when it comes to trucking, sometimes the cost of diesel fuel is not crucial, and the cost of electricity is not factored into prices and is tax deductible. What matters is the distance traveled each day and the amount of cargo transported. For electric trucks to become a reality, they must be able to cover a distance equivalent to one diesel truck's journey without needing to recharge. If a truck has to sit idle for 2 hours while charging during the day, it'll lose money. If you're wondering whether producing semi-trucks in Europe would be profitable for Tesla, based on the current or at least anticipated battery costs by the end of this year, the reality is slowly approaching equivalence. Although we haven't achieved a complete equivalence for a semi-truck yet because the battery size in a semi-truck is indeed very large, the operating costs are much lower. The difference between operating an electric semi-truck and a diesel one is enormous. You can recoup the investment costs in less than 2 years just through the difference in fuel costs. So, what's the reason why Tesla Semi is known as an economical rig? The price of kilowatt hours at Tesla superchargers in Europe ranges from 13 cents at night to 40 cents during peak hours. It's worth noting that this is for superchargers and the difference in cost isn't too significant compared to the megachargers that Tesla Semi uses. Of course, trucks certainly plan their trips to avoid having to charge their vehicles during peak hours. In contrast, the average diesel fuel price for a truck drive in Europe is around 59 euro cents per kilometer, equivalent to approximately 64 US cents per kilometer, including VAT. In the United States, the average electricity price is currently $15.73 per kilowatt hour. When applied to the transportation sector, especially with Tesla Semi, the electricity consumption needs to be meticulously calculated. With Tesla Semi's announced consumption of 1.7 kilowatt hour per mile driven, a simple calculation shows that for each mile of operation, the electricity consumption cost of the Tesla Semi would approximately 26 US cents. This is a significant figure to consider regarding operational costs and the potential energy cost savings of electric vehicles in the transportation industry. On the other hand, in the US, using the current average retail price of diesel at $4 per gallon and assuming a fuel consumption rate of 6 miles per gallon when fully loaded, we can easily determine that the fuel cost of a typical diesel truck falls at around 66 US cents per mile. Therefore, the production of Tesla semi-trucks in Europe will indeed be a highly sought-after product due to its flexibility and cost savings. If Musk has publicly announced the production of this electric truck in Europe, then the question of concern now is how does the Tesla Semi develop in Giga Nevada? To delve deeper into the production line of Tesla Semi at this first factory is entirely insufficient, so most of the updates we've come through the sharing of Henrik Zane, a notorious Tesla Semi advocate, through Giga Nevada drone coverage. In his post on X, he recently updated that Tesla are building a separate building at the north end of the Giga Nevada property for high-volume semi-production. In the interim, they can ramp up the prototype production line for and get low-volume deliveries to customers. He also predicts that Tesla will produce and distribute between 500 and 1,000 units before the high-volume product line begins to ramp up. The product entering mass production line may be the Tesla Semi Sleeper Cab, as Tesla's confirmed. Not stopping there, Henrik Zane also provided the audience with many interesting insights regarding the production progress and the reasons for delays in launching this big rig for the North American market. Specifically, the production lines for the Semi run from east to west at the 550 Milan Avenue building, which is adjacent to and unrelated to the construction of the Gigafactory Nevada. There are two production lines extending through the narrow length of this building, one of which is a relatively short assembly line comprising of about 5 or 6 stations dedicated to the electric truck. Talk further about the electric truck supply chain. The supply chain for the Tesla Semi is currently largely produced with parts from suppliers. What's even more surprising is when he revealed that Tesla currently assembles at least the Plaid motors, accompanying inverters, world-leading temperature pumps, battery packs, possibly 2170, supplied by Panasonic or LG, and 2 screens that we are familiar with in every Tesla. And of course, in the Semi, there's 2 screens. Tesla may assemble wiring harnesses, seats, steering wheels, and some other parts, while all the rest rely on suppliers in the supply chain, which could have been a major reason for the overall delay in electric truck production from assembly line bottlenecks to the number already delivered to PepsiCo and to Tesla. In essence, Tesla's top suppliers may have overlooked providing small-scale orders as demanded by the small number of Tesla Semis produced to date. Tesla surely placed only a small quantity because they don't want to order large quantities until the final design's decided and until mass production's been ramped up. They can't store all those parts at the factory, hence Tesla's likely stuck with component suppliers. The Semi-production line might offer some opportunities for automation. Currently, it's still being assembled manually by experienced engineering teams. In the event that Tesla Semi could be introduced to a line similar to other models like Cybertruck, Model Y, and Model 3, you can observe such images here. In theory, we assemble the frame to form a box structure. Then it'll be assembled with a main shaft and gearbox. Then we install the wheels and tires, electric cables, hydraulic lines, battery pack, cabin assembled separately, and then it's completion. It sounds simple and straightforward, but of course, that's just theory, and in practice, there'll inevitably be some complications. You can see that it's a fairly short assembly line, and the reason it's important is that from now until mass production, we think it's very possible that Tesla could initiate additional production lines, and instead of having 2, they could easily add 3, 4, or 5 more production lines to have a total of 5 production lines, and then produce a small number of Tesla Semis before the mass production facilities are ready and ramped up. Finally, the challenges facing Tesla are quite diverse. Although the expansion of Gigafactory Nevada to produce the Tesla Semi was announced in January 2023, the project has been delayed multiple times. Tesla only began construction in January of this year, and it's still unclear when production of this electric pickup truck will actually commence. All information still pending confirmation from Elon Musk. Tesla may not invest in production at other factories until the vehicle's mass-produced at the Nevada Gigafactory. And bringing the Tesla Semi to Europe ultimately poses many constraints that Tesla needs to address. The significant market that Tesla's currently overlooking is Asia. The demand for electric trucks in China is quite substantial, but there's a lot of competition. We speculate Tesla sees more business opportunities in Europe, where there's much less competition compared to China, but Europe has many environmental regulations driving their market. Traditional truck manufacturers have yet to introduce a long-range electric truck. On the contrary, Tesla faces competition from Nikola in North America. Although the specifications of their pickup trucks are significantly inferior, BYD and traditional truck manufacturers like Volvo, Daimler Truck, Freightliner, Peterbilt aren't even attempting to compete in the long-haul road transport sector. We can't imagine how impactful it'll be when Tesla Semi overcomes all production-related challenges and is rolled out in large numbers for many fleets of companies beyond just PepsiCo. A prime example is how PepsiCo praises the electric fleet and considers it an indispensable part of the company's transport fleet. Miss Amanda DeVoe, Pepsi's strategic fleet director, mentioned that Tesla Semis are consistently used for 12 hours each day, with a large number of vehicles traveling routes under 200 kilometers. With high-capacity charging at these stations, Tesla Semi drivers only need to take 20 to 30 minutes to charge their vehicles from 5 to 95% battery. She also notes that thanks to regenerative energy technology, Tesla Semis can overcome complex routes, with some routes seemingly not draining energy as the vehicle regenerates it, helping Pepsi save those fuel costs. Mr. Dejan Adanovich, Pepsi's electric vehicle department head, believes that what Tesla Semi brings is of great value to Pepsi's future. With the advancement of electric vehicles, battery technology, and charging technology, the regular routes of diesel trucks may soon be converted to environmentally friendly vehicles, ushering in a new era for the transportation industry. Despite comprising only 4% of the total number of vehicles on the road, large freight trucks account for up to 25% of total fuel consumption and emit 30% of the total emissions from all vehicles in the United States. Implementing environmentally friendly Tesla rigs will help improve the environment and save costs for operating companies. Length restrictions on U.S. highways were relaxed significantly in the 1970s. The need for complex steering and cabin lifting mechanisms disappeared, and little has been done in the United States since. After leading truck manufacturers have eliminated cab-over-truck from their plans, this has caused a lot of controversy and questions about why they stopped producing this type of car that's considered to have many advantages. Welcome to Tesla Car World. Please show your support by subscribing and ringing that bell icon. Now, let's get started with today's content. The first truck produced in the United States in 1899 utilized an under-cabin engine format. While not strictly cab-over, they essentially pioneered the transportation industry. Both cab-over and conventional long-nose trucks have their pros and cons. However, the reason Europe and America once favored flat-fronted cabs and diverged primarily in their road choices was largely due to legal regulations, especially those concerning the overall length of vehicles. In Europe, trucks must adhere to regulations governing the maximum overall length of combined trucks and trailers. Throughout much of the 20th century, this flat front design was popular due to length regulations. Previous regulations stipulated a maximum length of 65 feet, encompassing both the truck and the trailer. This under-cabin engine design quickly became popular due to its compact size and excellent maneuverability, making it ideal for both urban environments and narrower roads. The ability to easily turn and maneuver made them particularly suitable for tight spaces. This lasted from 1956 to 1976, with an additional 10 feet allowed, resulting in a maximum allowance of 75 feet. However, after a regulatory change in the late 1970s, maximum length regulations for American trucks only related to the length of the trailer, not the entire vehicle. Truck manufacturers and road transport companies began to shift toward larger, long-nose trucks. While both Europe and America once favored similar flat-fronted cabs, regulations regarding the overall length of vehicles became a decisive factor, leading to a combination of both cabin and engine design. In Europe, trucks must meet strict regulations regarding the maximum overall length of trucks and trailers, while the American trucking industry focused more on longer-nose designs to optimize driver comfort and infrastructure. In 1982, a new law eliminated regulations for trucks in the United States. Among other things, it was determined in all states that the length limit was measured only for the trailer. The length of the tractor unit was no longer included, making long-nosed trucks in the United States more liberated. As a result, truck cabins became longer and better equipped. However, some trucks in the United States are actually flat-nose models, particularly used for city driving, for garbage collection, or package delivery, where smaller turning circles are more important than a luxurious long nose. Why are long-nose trucks more popular in the U.S. market? Visibility and improved maneuverability, which is another reason they perform well in Europe, where roads are narrower. However, this isn't as significant of an issue in the U.S., where transitioning to long-nose trucks allows drivers to have more sleeping space in the cabin, where they practically live in it for months on end. With a longer, wider, and lower design, it provides drivers with a driving compartment and a living space right behind the seat with various features like refrigerators, microwaves, wardrobes, and even separate bathrooms. And the overall lower cabin height makes boarding easier for them. A Tesla Semi even offers an additional 2 large 15-inch control screens for the entertainment system. This is less common in Europe, and due to the limited size of cab-over trucks, it's been rated lower. To access the sleeping berth, a truck driver needs to stand on the truck seat and crawl over the engine placed between the seats. Whenever they need anything from the bunk, the procedure remains the same, and it's impossible to reach under the bed to grab items while sitting in the driver's seat. The increasing demand for comfort on long-haul journeys has become evident. Cab-over trucks, with their limited cabin space placing drivers close to the windshield and lacking suitable personal cargo space, contradict the exhausting schedules of truck drivers who travel thousands of miles per year and sometimes spend days away from home. Longer-nose trucks have provided a solution to these convenience issues, with larger cabin spaces allowing for more comfortable long-distance journeys. Furthermore, transitioning to long-nosed trucks has helped manufacturers relocate engines out of the cabin, reducing noise and vibration. This enables drivers to move more smoothly and quietly, improving their overall experience on the road. Moreover, in terms of maintaining cab-over trucks, one needs to tidy up everything arranged on the cabin before maintenance to ensure that magazines or fast food items don't tumble when the cabin needs to be fully tilted to access the engine. Long-nosed trucks have helped drivers address this issue. Repairing the engine or motor in a long-nosed truck becomes easier. Simply need to open the frunk, flip the shields, and carry out the task. The design and production of long-nosed trucks are somewhat less complicated compared to producing cab-over trucks. This is closely related to the technical challenges that designing and producing COE trucks bring. Unlike conventional truck models, engineers have to work within a more restricted space when building a COE truck. This limited space poses numerous challenges for arranging mechanical components and enhancing efficiency. Furthermore, addressing these challenges often requires significant investment from automotive companies from the initial development phase to mass production. Long-nosed truck models with their wider spaces are typically less complex to design and manufacture, reducing the financial burden and time for manufacturers. As a result, the popularity of COE trucks has gradually declined, and fewer manufacturers are interested in developing and producing these models. Instead, they're shifting their focus to conventional truck models, without facing such technical and financial challenges. Increased transport capability is certainly one of the most important features of long-nosed trucks. A more powerful engine typically means that the rig can carry a larger payload. And although regulations limit the length of trailers, they do not dictate the overall length of the truck. This means a truck can haul multiple trailers. Conversely, European regulations allow for a maximum trailer length, thus limiting the need for trucks capable of carrying extremely heavy loads. However, another important factor is physics. Conventional trucks have longer wheelbases, and while this affects their maneuverability and turning radius significantly, it also allows for the safe manufacture of trucks capable of carrying larger loads. Thanks to the longer wheelbase, trucks are more stable on highways and can distribute weight more effectively. Safety considerations also play a crucial role in the transition from cab-over trucks to long-nosed trucks in Europe. Trucks are typically limited to speeds of 55 miles per hour, making driving safer on narrower roads. However, American trucks can travel much faster, at speeds of 80 miles per hour or more. This raises concerns for road transport companies regarding the safety of drivers, as any cab-over or long-nosed truck could face the risk of high-speed collisions. With the driver's compartment positioned farther from the point of impact, truck drivers can minimize the potential for injuries to the maximum extent. Another notable aspect to consider when comparing these two types of trucks is aerodynamics. It's one of the seemingly endless pursuits of cabin designers, a much greater challenge due to the inherent need to transform a large metal and glass sheet into a sleek and efficient horse-like structure. Globally, cab-over trucks still seem to dominate the heavy truck market, accounting for about 70% of the market share. There's also a straightforward commercial reality that the highly competitive brands in Europe are all cab-over designs. In the United States, after Freightliner's Argosy cab-over truck retired, the only American competitor in this segment against Australia's K200 with a substantial durability is Kenworth, and all signs indicate it will persist for many years to come. During a small simulation, we found that a Daimler Actros tractor equipped with a cabin deflector and a standard trailer with a maximum height of 13 feet has a drag coefficient of 0.521. There are some ways to improve this. Adding cabin deflectors may increase weight and reduce operational efficiency. Therefore, when removing these deflectors, the drag coefficient increases by 25% to 0.651. Additionally, you might be surprised to hear that Tesla's designers claim that their Tesla Semi has the lowest drag coefficient in the electric truck market today at 0.22. The main factor aiding this impressive capability is the bullet-shaped front design. Lastly, a short wheelbase design simply isn't ideal for high-speed highway driving. While COE trucks are certainly more maneuverable and suitable for tight spaces like city driving, conventional designs are simply better for highways. Stability is crucial here, especially when carrying heavy loads. Moreover, a longer wheelbase provides more comfort for the driver as the captain's chair positions shift from over the front axle to between the axles. Currently, some drivers may argue that COE trucks offer superior visibility, but it seems that's not enough to convince drivers or fleet owners to invest in them. In addition to stability on highways, a long-nosed truck with a longer wheelbase and a sturdy structure will be better suited for rough terrain. When considering construction purposes, a sturdier truck is always the best choice. How impressive has Tesla been in building an all-electric truck so far? The era of self-driving cars being merely a science fiction concept is long gone. Thanks to companies like Tesla Motors, the once far-fetched dream of driving an autonomous vehicle is gradually becoming a reality. Tesla's Semi boasts a maximum operating range of 500 miles, with maximum towing weight included, and a constant speed of 60 miles an hour. It also boasts an impressive drag coefficient, making it more aerodynamically efficient than the Bugatti Chiron supercar and conventional diesel trucks. With its completely flat floor design and a pair of adjustable flaps on the side that can automatically adjust to the shape of the trailer being towed, it flattens the gap between the cabin and the trailer hitch point. In Tesla's plan, the company aims to build 9 truck charging stations along the 1,800-mile-long route from California to Texas, which will be the deciding factor in efficiency and feasibility of transitioning to this all-electric vehicle. The infrastructure promises to help reduce fuel costs by an impressive 23% compared to traditional diesel cab-over trucks. Furthermore, evaluating the efficiency of Tesla's electric trucks doesn't just stop at efforts to reduce carbon emissions. It also significantly contributes to cost savings for businesses compared to traditional diesel trucks. Even Tesla itself is committed to savings, with promises of saving up to $200,000 in the first 3 years with its Semi model. However, Mercedes-Benz has rolled out its own electric truck lineup to follow in the footsteps of the Tesla Semi into the market. According to the automaker, Mercedes has unveiled the e-Actros 600, a direct competitor of the electric truck and Tesla Semi, with a range of 300 miles per charge while carrying 35,000 pounds of cargo. Meanwhile, the Semi boasts superior capacity with 48,000 pounds of cargo hauling capability. Let's dive straight into the stats, because of course that's why you're here. Mercedes has utilized 3 separate lithium iron phosphate battery packs to deliver a total output of 621 kilowatt-hours. Sounds hefty, but it still falls short of the 800 kilowatt-hour unit in the long-range Tesla Semi, which can travel up to 500 miles. More notably, this new model falls into the cab-over category with a motor located beneath the cabin, which certainly seems out of step with the preference of truck drivers in the US. The front of the e-Actros is equipped with an additional airfoil above the cab, helping the truck achieve 9% better aerodynamics than the Actros MP3 diesel cabin, which sits at 0.47 CD. This makes it challenging for it to outperform the Tesla Semi with the best aerodynamics in today's truck market. What Daimler calls predictive powertrain control uses data from satellite positioning and cameras to automatically adjust the output and transmission of the powertrain for the most efficient operation. 2 optional power cutoff systems have been developed for trucks. One allows operation for hydraulic or mechanical equipment such as tipping, sliding floors, or silo trailers. The AC power cutoff system features a frequency converter that converts direct current from a high-voltage power grid into alternating current to operate refrigerated containers on trailers. The Tesla Semi will accept charging rates of up to 750 kilowatt-hours from Tesla's special megacharger, meaning a 1,000 kilowatt-hour battery can be replenished from nearly empty to 80% in 30 minutes and fully charged in 90 minutes. On the other hand, the e-Actros 600 will only accept charging rates of up to 400 kilowatts. The battery of the e-Actros 600 can be boosted from 20 to 80% in 30 minutes if this model uses the MCS charging port. Daimler stated that they'll manufacture and release it to the market by the end of 2024. Meanwhile, PepsiCo has received its first large rigs, and Frito-Lay, the snack food division of the beverage and snack food conglomerate, will play a central role in the company's Tesla truck deployment plan at its Modesto, California plant distribution center. Although Tesla is known for keeping secrets about sharing its vehicle specifications, they eventually could gather some detailed information from Tesla designers in interviews. Additionally, some important details have been disclosed by the company's drivers. The Tesla Semi's powertrain is the best place to start. According to a Tesla spokesperson trained in communication, boasting 3 times the power output of a conventional diesel pickup truck, the electric Tesla Semi efficiently utilizes the tri-motor powertrain from the modified Model S Plaid spinning backward. The front motor of the Model S drives the Semi's rear axle, acting as a drive unit on the highway, while the dual rear motors of the Plaid are mounted on the Semi's mid-axle. These motors feature a clutch similar to Rivian's, allowing them to be used for acceleration and decoupling at speed to improve efficiency. Considered the best-selling truck in the US, the Freightliner Cascadia has a power output of 350 horsepower in its basic form, and that triple figure is 1,050, We are quite confident in saying that the Semi matches the 1,020 horsepower of the Model S and Model X Plaid, and it can even match its 1,050 pound-foot of torque. An interesting aspect is that 4 Tesla chargers are positioned in a way that the driver must detach the trailer and plug it into the charger of each set, located near the driver's side just in front of the mid-axle. Press into the port and it'll automatically open or close the motor, while the charging cable is thicker than a soda can and easier to manage than the DC fast charging cable you'd find at a typical Electrify America station. When pulling the electric door handles on both sides of the truck, the rear door opens to reveal a staircase similar to a bus. Climb up and into the Semi's cabin, and you'll find, as our photographer put it, more empty space. A space about 3 by 7 feet with a subway-like rubber floor. Tesla fabric lining the walls, a jump seat on the right side, and ample headroom for a 6-foot-tall person to walk around and stretch. However, notably absent is dedicated software for free-to-lay drivers, such as what Rivian provides for Amazon drivers in the EDV Prime truck, or what BrightDrop offers on the Zevo 600 for FedEx drivers. Instead, drivers use their Tesla app on their phones as a key and rely on the mobile tablet provided by PepsiCo stored in the storage compartment on the right side of the cabin, alongside 2 wireless chargers, a cup holder, and switches to alert of hazards. While the material quality and construction are typical of Tesla, the allure of the Tesla Semi running electric cannot be entirely denied once this manufacturer can expand production lines for this electric truck model. Ultimately, it's all worth exploring the differences between truck types and the necessary infrastructure that needs to be built. Is it possible for cab-over trucks to return to the US market? And what does Tesla need to do to overcome the challenges of electric trucks? We appreciate your contributions and hope this video brought you relaxation. If it did, please support us by hitting the like button and becoming a part of the Tesla Car World family through subscribing to our channel. Don't miss out on our awesome content by enabling the bell icon. Your feedback and time are highly valued. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back soon. Stay safe and enjoy life.